All right, so let's see what we're going to do in this step 100. In step 100, we're actually starting off our 100 project, our HTML5 application, which is going to be essentially all JavaScript, single page, web-based website / application. And we're going to learn about Bootsnap and how we can grab code from Bootsnap and use other people's code to take an aggressive approach to development, also known as rapid development. And we're going to do a bunch of, take our header code. The majority of our code is going to come right out of Bootsnap. We're going to put this cool little effect in our header and have a placeholder for our menu, just a little bit of information up there, and then a placeholder for our content as well. We're also going to go out and we're going to borrow a footer, and we're going to get this footer into our site, and has a nice contrast, lifts off with the blue, and just really makes for a nice looking site. The majority of the work that we're going to do is going to be a lot of copy and paste. We're going to have some updating. We also get to experience a bug fix in here. In the end of, towards the end, our 100-2 branch will actually be to correct a issue that we experience in the footer, and we'll go ahead and we'll see how that works, which is pretty cool. Often in real life, in real world scenarios, we end up doing what's called patches to the server, which are just brief little fixes that need to happen because a bad production release went out. We will go through a workflow, and that workflow inside our lesson will reflect somewhat of a real world workflow. Maybe not so many commits and merges and things like that, but as beginners, it's a good idea. It's a good thing to go ahead and experience that. And so we're in here, and the overview is what we're doing right now. And we're going to learn a little bit about CDNs and take a couple minutes to watch a video, learn about what a CDN is and how we leverage it and things that we can do with it, essentially get resources out there. We're also going to learn about what Bootstrap is. We're going to type Bootstrap into our site. We're also going to learn in our step with our header as we move along into our footer that Bootstrap, although we can use just the CSS, if you're going to use Bootstrap JavaScript, you'll also need jQuery, which we'll be pulling in as well. Of course, we'll be going through and we'll be doing some merging, making branches, build our header, and then we also will merge that in. Again, we'll talk a little bit about Bootstrap and jQuery and how that gets set up. We'll dive in a little more about jQuery, and we'll pay attention to some of the differences. One of the big things is a lot of people accidentally put jQuery Slim into their site, and they don't realize that Slim does not include Ajax. Again, off to making another branch to complete our footer, and in our footer we'll go ahead and we'll add our footer information in, and we'll build that, and we'll merge that into master, and then we'll come on down and we'll realize that we actually have a bug in our footer, and we're going to want to address that bug in our footer. Kind of have slow internet here. That's all right. I'm going to hop over that, and we'll go right into making our branch for our footer. And we'll go right into making our branch for our footer. In this part with our 102, what's going to happen here is we essentially are going to create a bug fix branch. Because we have to make a correction to the bottom of the footer, to the copyright area, and we'll go ahead, we'll make the fixes, and then we'll merge those fixes into our master and release it out to production. So this should be a pretty fun step 100, and so with that, let's go ahead and get started.